Good evening, you're very welcome to the Daily Rundown with me, Fiona Fox. This is the show where we get stuck into the stories of the day with the help of some fantastic guests. So I'm going to go straight into introduction to you now. Let's see, they're going to help us way through this. Who's here with us? Well, the Deputy Chair of the Manchester Conservatives and writer for the Jewish media agency, Mr. David Semple, joins us. And joining David is our local businesswoman, Irina Gorianova. Hello, Irina.
Hi.
How are you both today? It's the first day of the week, really, long weekend.
It's great. It's the last Monday in August.
The last Monday of August has passed us. This is a Tuesday, though, David.
Tuesday in August.
Yeah, this is the last Tuesday.
Know which day it is.
Why is that now? What
A
have you been
bank
up to?
holiday, Rune. I was down in Knutsford.
All right.
And had the most beautiful ice cream I've ever had. There's a little ice cream shop there that is fantastic. So the next time anybody who goes to Knutsford, get that ice cream.
Plug. Where did you get it?
It's the main street and you go down one of these side alleys.
Best ice cream, Knutsford.
Yeah, that I've had in 30 years.
Wow, that's a big claim. We'll have to get down there. Irina, did you have a nice long weekend?
Yes, really. We went to Port Marion in Wales.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, lovely.
So everybody got away. Very
Where
nice.
weather is permitting, still summer.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is
it's
nice.
lovely now, isn't it,
Yeah.
actually? It's been nice here today, so let's not speak about it, because you know what happens once we admit that it's nice, it goes off.
Don't say that. Yeah.
Lovely to see you both. It's not all about us here on the Daily Rundown. You guys at home can get involved by tweeting us at the Daily Rundown, and of course we'd love to hear from you, because this is your chance to get involved, isn't it? It's your chance to let us know what you think. Right, let's go to our first news story of the day. Theresa May has ruled out a second referendum or a general election on the terms of Britain's exit from the European Union. It comes after Owen Smith, the Labour MP competing against Jeremy Corbyn for leadership of the party, vowed under his leadership that the party will vote against invoking Article 50. Now, until the Conservatives commit to asking the British public to approve any final Brexit deal, that is. But a spokesman for Ms May said the Prime Minister is very clear there will be no second referendum. There's no need for a general election either, he added. Ms May is expected to trigger Article 50 in early 2017. What do we think about this? So we're going straight into it, aren't we? Straight into the week. David, should there be a second referendum?
No.
No.
They had the referendum.
That's been done.
It was done. It was long. It was sometimes over the top, and I felt that on television it could have been better. I felt that the Prime Minister should have not been involved in it, and he might still be in Downing Street. Now we've got Maggie May. Oops, sorry, Theresa May.
You're wanting that to stick, aren't you?
I'm not one of the Mayites in the party, really. But I felt in this case she's right. She got an opinion from obviously the Attorney General that she doesn't need to actually take the vote to Parliament. That she's got just as the Prime Minister actually has the right to declare war without consulting Parliament under the prerogative powers of the Queen. So she has the right to do this, because in the Conservative manifesto it said whichever decision they vote for, we will do that. So the party more or less would have to vote for that if there'd been a parliamentary vote anyway, because they promised that in the manifesto. So every Conservative who ran for Parliament promised that they would support whichever result it was. Yes, it was an exit result, and I think that it's going to take a few years anyway. I think we're going to be all right on it in terms of any relationship, in terms of trade we want with the EU, because I think Germany's going to be more or less on our side in this case.
Without UK.
Yeah, and the big thing to fear in Europe is more what's going to happen in France next year than anything. So,
will there be an
election?
A Brexit? Is that what you'd be worried about?
Well, I'm not worried about that. I think it would be stupid for a country like France to go with that horrible woman to lift trade barriers and try and go isolationist, because France and Germany are the core of the European Union. Yeah. And if anything, if I was German, I wouldn't want to be in it, because they have to carry the costs. But I don't call for the breakup of the union, but I think it might get smaller and might be better manageable as a smaller unit. Right. Because then they can merge. They need to merge as one nation state in order to have the euro work properly. But for Theresa May, I was quite impressed, yeah. She's doing okay. I give her a 6 out of 10 so far, and she's done the right thing in that case. But a lot of people disagree.
Well, she might be doing a good job, but she isn't there by vote of the public. What do you think about that, Irina? Would you like to see a general election?
I don't think so. I agree with David actually. Yeah, because I voted to stay, but decision was made. Yeah, people said they vote, and actually from Brexit time, whatever main tabloids are doing, I'm not really liking it because it's no stability. I think this country needs stability. And if Theresa May said it's Brexit is Brexit, so shall we do it and shall basically just follow her and support this decision now?
Yeah.
Because if it would be another referendum, I mean, how many businesses lost their money, and people very unstable, everybody worried. If you talk about general public, forget politics. As a normal person, what are you seeing now? Country is in a mess, really, yeah. So it's nice to see everybody settling. Pound getting better, some trades getting. I don't think England will be excluded from the European trade.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
We all need each other.
And obviously it would affect
exactly.
you.
And sorry.
Obviously, it would affect you. So you're
It
interested.
would, and with transatlantic deals going down, they couldn't agree on anything.
I
could
think
they?
that'll go down. Yeah.
America is not there really to support us. We need to be friendly in Europe, and we need to support each other. And like David said, Germany and France and England, they actually, the key companions of that unity. And
I mean, Charles de Gaulle got it right in 1962 when he said no. He was actually thinking of the British people, how he understood them, that the British politicians, British people never really committed to Europe. They could have done so in the 40s and early 50s, and various stages in which it was developing, but they never did. And he realized that Britain had this connection with the United States and the Commonwealth, which is really strong, and that maybe it was best not for Britain to go into Europe. There was at one point seven countries had free trade with Britain, the six, and then you had the European Economic Community, which is the European Union, with six of those. And of course, they're all with a few exceptions, in the EU now. But I'd like to mention the fact we don't elect our prime ministers. And I'll give you an example. In 1957, our prime minister resigned, Anthony Eden. Harold Macmillan took over, and he didn't have another general election for another 2.5 years. And actually, his was the first government that was, do you want to get involved with the Treaty of Rome? And he said no. That was in 1957, so that was an important decision. And in 1935, we had a government elected, and then in 1937, Neville Chamberlain took over. He wasn't elected as prime minister, but our system is to elect our MPs who choose the leader of the party. Now, if we want to change that and have a direct election for the prime minister, I could see that. I would actually quite favour that, actually, because it might actually make Parliament more independent of the executive. But there's no reason Theresa May needs to call an election.
Do you not feel like, do you think that there's kind of some bad feeling about her just being a default prime minister, though?
Well, I mean, again, Gordon Brown, John Major, James Callaghan. You go back and you see so many of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the only people we've elected who've been elected: David Cameron, Tony Blair, of course. Major was re-elected, but and Harold Wilson.
So it's not actually an unusual move.
It's not an
British
unusual
politics,
move.
Yeah.
If they want to change the constitution,
yeah,
that would be a brilliant idea. We directly elect the prime minister, and then you have a separate parliament, and then you get something more like the United States. But the prime minister of Britain has more power because of his parliamentary majority than an American president.
Do you think that, so obviously it was Owen Smith who made these comments today, do you think that then if we have a look at the Labour leader run, do you think that if he does get in, he's going to cause problems, he's going to push more or cause problems for Theresa May, if this is how he feels?
Well, he will, but I don't think he's going to get in. I actually think, bearing in mind one of the North Manchester results, which I heard when the constituency voted 65 to 15, I won't name which one, from a little spy who was at the meeting, in favour of Corbyn. I don't like Corbyn at all, as you know, but I don't think that Owen Smith stands a chance, because if I was in the Labour Party, I wouldn't like either of them, because if I was in the Labour Party, I'd favour somebody more like Tristan Hunt, or one of the others, or I would be more on the Blairite wing of the party, and I still think the majority, that wing of the party, which isn't radically different from the old Labour Party of Wilson, etc. That appeals to a wider general public. What Corbyn and Owen Smith is doing what Hillary Clinton did, going to the left, because, you know, in the States it was Bernie Sanders, an independent guy who became a Democrat. And he was really left, so Hillary Clinton went to the left to match him to win the party thing. But I don't think Owen Smith stands a chance because, I hate to say it, Corbyn has the support of the party members. And I think that's a problem, and it's a problem. But if Owen Smith was elected, well, you see, if Corbyn wins, he won't have the support of Parliament. But I don't think Owen Smith would either.
I don't like Owen Smith. I see how he's speaking.
The worst Labour contest ever.
No, just finding bad stuff about him.
He wouldn't appeal
highlights
to you?
And all. No. Especially after this train story, you know, which was on the train gate. Although, yeah,
Corbyn and the Virgin train.
but I didn't do anything like opposite. I like Corbyn.
Who doesn't put their
you're
bag
a Corbynite?
down?
Yeah, I like him.
I was going to say, who doesn't put their bag down to make sure someone doesn't sit beside them?
Yes, I know.
That's the first thing I do when I get on the train. I don't mind admitting that.
I've actually, you know, there's when there's a toilet in the train, there's a little seat you can sit on, which the staff sit on.
The pulley down sort of ones, is it?
Yeah, and I remember once that I was travelling up, and there were trains cancelled, and all the trains were crowded. I just sat there for the journey. I didn't need to sit on the floor.
Thing is, I've gone through those, that especially Manchester to London. I've done that train. It's packed.
It's
like people
packed,
standing,
yeah.
people sitting on the
yeah,
ground.
so it is a true story.
Yeah, you do kind of have to sometimes. You have to give the evils to whoever's kind of taking up the space. Anyway, so it doesn't look like it's going to be an issue. Owen's not going to be pushing. According to you guys, you don't think he's got a chance anyway?
Not a chance.
No, I don't think
Thank you very much. That's our first story done and dusted. We're going into our first break. We won't be long though, so don't go anywhere. We've lots more news and our special guest interview coming up as well. See you soon.